Sir, here we are out in the hinterlands this morning on the 24th of April 2025. A beautiful field stone home right here in the corner. Okay, out here just south of Galesburg, you'll find some Frank Lloyd Wright dwellings, and these are the acres, and these are some real Frank Lloyd Wright homes. I think there's a couple of them back here. I know one was for sale not too long ago. And down here, another one of the Wright homes. I'll be right. Certainly no pun intended. And I said I'll be right back. I think there is another one that's right back in here. All right, we shall proceed. Hawthorne Drive, the acres. And yes, there certainly is another one right there. See quite a bit of wind damage. I know they had a tornado that came through here about 5 years ago. I haven't been down here in my life. I had just recently seen where those were at. Again, I knew that there was a sale. One of those was for sale maybe 2 years ago. Yeah. It's nice that you can drive right there like that and take a peek at architectural history. The other ones in the area, the Wright homes, are over in Parkland Village nearby where I live. Interesting how they put the road through here and run it right through a swamp, just like this. Go low down through the swamp and then back up the topography. All right, I shall be right back. Again, no pun intended. Okay, we're in the high part of the valley. You can see the ridge on the other side straight ahead. Okay, Kalamazoo River is right down here below us. If this is like the Grand Canyon, then this was carved out by that river. Well, just a little bit. We're coming out of the highlands, crossing I-94, and the river is right ahead. And then we'll start going back uphill again if that's the way we're going, but I have to follow the river today towards Battle Creek. Here we are, beautiful Galesburg. Now, many years ago, before they widened this bridge to 4 lanes, there are parking areas over here on the left. You could pull off and go down there and put your boat in, go fishing, or whatnot. There's the Kalamazoo River looking into the Morrow Pond. Right here in the corner is used to be Galesburg Augusta High School, and as had a nice printing program in there, wonderful offset printing and page making classes and so forth. The instructor's name was Mr. Boomersheim, and of course, with I think all of the public school systems that I've heard of now in the state of Michigan, offset printing is no longer there. Even like motor shop and so forth. But anyways, the school grew, and now this building is their elementary school. Dear Watson. Be right back. The original elementary school was built right here in this field. It was raised years ago when they made the transition over into the aforesaid building. Here's the Galesburg Congregational United Church. It's a Michigan historical site. You can see the plaque. Fix that. It's looking like 1860 on the capstone there. All right. The sun is just right here on my way over to the VA, and I just have to stop a second, take a second, and look at some of the architecture here. This one's all boarded up, but I'll be right back. Used to be Calgale Printing right here where the Craft Mechanical is. Great print shop. Yep. The home that you see right here used to be the funeral home. Yep. But what we're going to get a look at is down here. I mentioned the sun was just right. I passed by here a few minutes ago. It says, you know, I just have to turn around. Here's an old one. Yep. That could be the oldest house on the block. This one still has, these still have their carriage houses behind them. They put the horse and the buggy away at night. Many of those have been lost in the old Victorian homes around Kalamazoo over the years. But not here. Fifth scale. And straight ahead, backing up to the railroad tracks. Jeez, where'd that come from? Where'd the mansion go? Right here in the corner a couple weeks ago, a car missed this curve or whatever, went right through the front window of the coffee shop. Up here, the Marathon station's under new management. Under new management. Interesting. Here's the Burgess Antique Mall. I think that used to be the old Oddfellows Hall here. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was. All right. Alright. One home right here left on the corner of this property. People wouldn't sell when they built the brand new high school out here. Yep. There's the fields and everything. Building right here used to be Data Print, another print shop. Nice old farm right here. The big old red barn and outbuildings are gone. It was owned by Wayne Roloff. Roloff Dairy here in Galesburg. They're gone, like all the little hometown dairies for the most part. I knew the name Roloff Dairy starting in 7th grade, way down in Schoolcraft, Michigan. And Roloff had the pretty much the county wrapped up in school milk delivery. And it came in the little 1 pint glass bottles with a little foil cap on them, and they had white and chocolate. One came with our meal, our lunch. It was 45 cents for hot lunch, and it was 5 cents for another milk. And the bottles, of course, were reusable, refillable, and marked with a roll-off stamp. 5 cents. Well, today those bottles, unshipped and really nice condition, are about 15 bucks. I've seen them a little higher than that. And it was fantastic. It was great product, no problem there. And so as time went on and you get your legs under you a little bit and you take a little cruise here and there and you say, wow, look at that, that's roll-off dairy. And it was a big dairy. Yes, now it was sold, and some people went in there and manufacturing outdoor stoves and heating elements and so forth. And I don't know what's in there now. I think it's a farm and garden type of operation, but don't quote me on that. Right up here on the left is the famous and historical, it's world famous, it's the Barn Theater. Barn Theater. We're gonna go around the curve up here and head right into a small little Ville of Augusta. My mother's father, grandfather, and grandmother, her uncle, who's World War II or World War I veteran, her aunt, and their little boy who was killed in a sledding accident. He was about 8 or 9 years old. They're all buried right up here on top of that hill. Yep. All right. Here the old elementary school is for lease. There's some pretty good old architecture here too. That's for rent. The sun's right over here is the Knappen Milling Company. Grains and so forth. And I hadn't read about this, but they must be having a little bit of a problem. They're on strike. Over here is the famous Park Movie Theater. We're going to go to about the spiffiest home in this little village. I think it's right up here. This is also the way to the Kellogg Biological Center, also known as the Kellogg Bird Sanctuary, and so forth. I'll be right back. Well, as you can see, I think that's where the King of Augusta used to live. I guess you could say back in the day. They're building a new bridge over the little river here. Of course, right next door here is the funeral home. Again, a real home converted into a funeral home, like the one downtown here was. We seen a little while ago over in Galesburg. It was a real funeral home. They have 4 of those that I know of in Kalamazoo. And then there's a couple that are, we'll just use the term purposely built. A little more field stone right here. Alrighty. This is downtown Augusta that you see right here. Post office is up there straight ahead. Alright. Train station's right over here too, the little depot. Right there in the park. This little place here used to rent canoes, kayaks. It was a bicycle shop and so forth. Now it's a used car lot. Next door's a Dollar General where there used to be trees like this. Here's Player's Grill, open and operating. And here is the Kalamazoo River. Coming up on Battle Creek, 9 miles, something like that. Everything along here is going to be Fort Custer, Custer Drive, Custer Recreation Area, Armstrong Road, and so forth, all named after George Armstrong Custer. Here's the National Cemetery. The entrance is right up here. Everything on the right-hand side is of the road here is military to this day. Right here's the entrance to the National Cemetery. Yeah. And then everything right over here is going to be the new National Guard Armory and Training Center, Augusta Armory. One of the old World War I and World War II buildings that's left. And then we come up on the old World War II buildings, barracks. These are the one, like the ones, even the same color as I trained out of in Fort Sill, Oklahoma, when I went into the Army. These would be the chow halls right here, so forth. This gate's sealed. And we're about to enter Armstrong Road. Straight ahead is the Air National Guard. Yep, they used to have nuclear interceptors there back in the Cold War. They transitioned during NAM to the A-37 Dragonfly. And then they transitioned from those to the A-10 Thunderbolt II and flew them in combat out of that base they flew. And then they transitioned from those into a type of Learjet for executive transport of military officers and whoever. And that's what they do in that base today. It's cool when the Warthogs are there. Man, they had their ammunition and everything, their bunkers. You see them, the aircraft all parked in lines out there on the tarmac. Here's the golf course here at the VA. Nice little flat, well-wooded course. I've walked this course. I didn't play it, but I walked it. They had a course walk one day I was invited to, and it was probably 20 years ago. I came out here and walked the course. Here's the new guard booth. Just in case you need a little extra security here one day. They stepped it up. Very, very nice deal. Right back. Certainly can tell we're at the VA. Well, it's time to go up and see the vampire. Maybe they'll give me that little cup too. I got to set in the window when I'm done. Oh boy. Yes, all the little buds are out. Now about 60 degrees out. Okay, folks, I think this is where we'll end this one this morning. Beautiful way to end it. Here, great weather here at the VA hospital. Have a great day, a safe day. We'll certainly see you in the next one. Come see a transport bus, VA, Fort Custer. See you in the next one.